Hello everybody, happy Saturday, happy Easter weekend. So I don't have Miss Bossy Pants with me today. That was so funny, she's so cute. We call her mother for a reason. Okay, so I'm still working on the ice bar because a whole bunch of stuff happened in the middle of the week and I didn't get to continue any further on that page than the last one I showed you. And I thought today, so this is the last thing I did at the crop, was I cut out, you know, those big Lucky 8 punches. I cut out a snowflake to do the next page, and that's as far as I got. So I'm using some old products today. I'm like, I go through the bin every now and then, and it's like, oh, I haven't used this forever. I haven't used this forever. So I brought out 3 things, actually. This was one, Transfer Gel Duo. So this, you can, it's hot or cold. So if you have an image that you want to run through the oh my gosh, your foil machine, you can use this and it'll stick to the image and then you can run it through. Or if you're doing cold like I am, there's various different ways that you can use it. For me, because I'm dealing with ice and snow type of thing, I just smeared some on the corner of my page and hopefully it'll dry by the time I need to get to it to show you. But oh my gosh, this is the hardest jar to open ever. I have many like mixed media jars and you know I struggle with all of them, but this one, oh, I had to like pry each thing apart, and then finally what ended up opening it was I have an antique can opener, like sealed jars cans. It's a weird looking contraption. We got it at a flea market somewhere and we didn't know what it was. It was sort of one of those things like, let's buy this and see what it is. Anyway, it worked on this, but it's mainly whenever I have a pickle jar that's sealed, you use that to open the seal, but it worked on this. So anyway, that's what I was fighting with this morning, trying to get that open. So I've put that on my page. The other thing I'm going to use is some dimensional paste, some seed beads, and some foil, Mega Flakes. So we'll see. Okay, the first thing, well, let's turn this around to my messy desk. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, it's ice, so it's hard to figure. I mean, there is some purple in my pictures, so I'm going to use that. But I've got 3 photos on this page, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to mat it in white just because, like, really, that picture is so blue. It's hard to see, but there is an image in there because it was all like, they made it look like all frosty and stuff inside the bar. What is happening with my voice again? So I'm going to ink the edge of this with blue. I'm going to use Mermaid Lagoon and Wilted Violet just so that I can use white mats, but they're going to actually show against the white. Okay, so first things first. And I'm going to put this off to the side because I really want it to dry without getting a bunch of mucky stuff in it. And I forgot to wipe this before my last use, so let me just do that quick. Okay, now I will get brown in my purples and blues. What is this? Okay, oh, I got this stuff underneath my nails trying to open the jar. Okay, so I'm gonna do blue. On the photo mats, I'm gonna do a bit of blue and purple, but for this, I'm just gonna do blue. And I'm not gonna do the center because usually I don't like to highlight. Oh, and I forgot I was going to put a strip of something. I don't like to highlight the fact that it's only half there. So hopefully I can cover it with photo mats. I usually just sort of let that side blend into the page if I can. So this is not the same blue as the paper. I probably should use like Blueprint Sketch or something, but that's okay because it'll work with the photos. And I have page 2 of this is going to be different colored snowflakes, so it'll work. It will work. Okay, so oops, yeah, it's sticking all right. Okay, so I know I have 2 photo mats that are going to be 4x6, so I can do these. And like I said, I'm just going to do a little blend of blue and purple. But I probably won't on the small one because I really don't like the sound of my voice. Okay, let's see. I had to do this last time. Okay, hopefully that works. And a little bit of blue on this one. The small photo has lots of purple in it, so I'm not going to do too much purple on that one. And I also have to cut this mat because I did not. The only reason I cut this photo was because I needed the pictures, and the bottom was just dark, like you couldn't see anything. Anyway, but I wanted to see all 3 photos, but I didn't want to cover the snowflake part. So, okay, so I'm going to do this one mostly purple. I mean, yeah, blue. And I'll leave a little bit, or just a touch purple. Okay, now let's get in with some purple. So just a little. Okay, and then when I put the photo on there, put the purple corner in the blue. Okay, and then just glue that down so I don't have to think in a second here. Like that. So much for using white. I can't really tell that they're white. So maybe I'll leave a bit of white on this one. Just for fun. It's such a cool bar. It's just kind of neat to be in the middle of the desert and be in an ice bar. It's like going ice skating in, which they also have in Vegas, but we didn't go to that this time. Just cool to go into something like that, and then you go outside and it's like, oh, it's so hot again. Okay, so now, okay, that works. And they had like images inside the ice, or I think it was painted actually, but inside then there was a layer of ice on top of it. So everywhere you look, the only thing that that was, I think the chandelier looked like ice. I don't think it was. Obviously the electrical would not be, but they made it look like ice anyway. But it was just really neat experience that I did not know existed. Vegas holds many secrets. If there's anything you want to do, you can probably find it in Vegas. Okay, so I think this is tacky enough. Let's just hope it is. I'm going to do that now because then I can put everything around it and not have stuff stick to it. So what I did was I just spread a little bit of this. You can do it through a stencil or you can do whatever. I just did a little bit of the corners. And then once it dries, it's going to be tacky. And I'm going to put some of this. Oh, this stuff is like, it just flies away. So I'm just going to stick some down. Oh, do I have my brush? Yes, I do. I see it. Okay, so sort of spread. And because I didn't really want a pattern, I just swiped up a few corners. Okay, so that looks like that's all adhered. This stuff is going to be, you're going to see this in my videos for weeks on end because it's just going to be flying around. So I have a stencil brush and now I'm just going to blend that in so that it's nice and smooth. And it kind of looks like a leaf. That's funny because I really gave it no life at all. And I didn't do that side because it had a bunny, so I thought that was kind of cute already. And then I'll just throw some more down here. Sometimes when you get the flakes, they're really tiny little flakes, and sometimes they're big pieces. But you deal with them all the same. And this is one of those things that I know everyone has and just keeps pushing it to the back of your drawer. So this is my getting out old product and using it. Okay, and then this one's kind of cool. It's got a few flakes of other colors. So this would just be like my envisioning was just like when you get frost on the corner of the windows and it just sort of pools in. Okay, so let's see if I can tap this down to here and catch it. Catch all the little pieces. I'm just sort of tapping some on, and then I can feel where it's sticky, and I'll just sort of pull it around so that it all gets used. in a jar. Oh, this stuff, you can just see it. It's just flying around. Oh, don't sneeze. It is back in here. It just statics everywhere. It's fun to use. It has a lasting effect in the room. Okay, so I've got my. All right, I'm gonna seal this. And then, oh my gosh, there's everywhere. Okay, I know it's not a good advertisement for for using it, but it's fun. You bought it, you wanted to use it, so use it and fight with the sparkle for the next week. Okay, it's all over me. Okay, there is my page. So now, the other thing I'm gonna do. Got that and that. Okay, good. So let's get my snowflake on here. So I'm gonna put that there. Let's see what photos need. One can go there. And then these two, I'm gonna overlap them. This has to go over here. It's gonna. You know what? I don't want to really. Not that there was rabbits in there, but the rabbit is cute. So rather than cover it, I'm gonna just cut around his little ears, and they're gonna go on top of this because I don't want to cover them. Let's see if that's enough. Some face. Yeah, that's perfect. There, now I can see him. And you know what I'm gonna do actually before I do that? I'm gonna give him just the slightest bit of brown, just so that he shows up more. And I have a scrap piece of paper here. I'm gonna use that. And I think there's probably enough on my brush, so that's what I'm gonna use. Okay, just on his little ears there. Okay, now when I put the snowflake underneath there, perfect. Okay, I don't care if I cover that part, that's okay. Okay, so that can be glued down. Semi-centered. Okay, and then this photo can go way over here. That's fine, it's not covering any of the snowflake. And then this one, I will overlap, and I'm trying to cover that seam, which is, I usually run a piece of paper down there, but I didn't think of that. So actually, I can just snip this little corner off. And then I have just enough. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to overlap these because there's parts that don't really need to be seen. So I'll start with this one because it's the lowest one. And the only thing I really want to do is cover that seam. So I can go right to there. Level. And this one. Push it over just a bit. And then this one. Now, oh shoot, I have to do it this way. This was my original plan, and then I realized that I wanted to do something else. So let me start that again. Put that one there. This one over a bit, because I have one thing I want to do. Okay, so somehow I adjusted that, so let's just trim that. Okay, I had this beautiful little snowflake cut out, and it was already on my desk, so I'm going to use that on here because that's so blue that that'll show up. And I forgot I was doing this, so hopefully my glue will be primed enough. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good because I keep it on its side. just saying. Okay. Into the corner. I'm not covering anything because you can't really see, but there's a face in ice up here and then on the table, but I can see the table through there. Okay, now the last thing I wanted to do, and I don't know if this is going to work, but in my head it does, so let's just play it out and see. So I have this three-dimensional paste, and this one has a nice seal on it, which I love. I'm going to just spread a little bit of this. Now this one I purposely didn't want clear. I wanted it to stay white. So I think I actually want it up here, or actually here. This is a good spot. Just put that scrap paper underneath there. So I'm just gonna, you won't be able to see the end result because it won't dry. So I'm just sort of like plaster, just doing some little snowy edges here. And I want it bumpy, that's cool. And then I will do one in this corner, just so they're not too symmetrical. Okay, get my sleeve in it, and just it's like I just want it to look like icy snow type of thing. I'll just go across and just sort of swipe it off. Fill in the, make it bumpy. A little bit left. Okay. Oh, seriously? Well, that's poopy. Anyway, okay, that can go in garbage, and that can go in garbage. And then, oh, yeah, seal that. Okay, now I've got these sugar beads. I love these. These are fun. They're called tiny beads. They're very cool. So what I'm going to do, now you can incorporate these into clear, and then you can see them through the clear, which is fun. But just because I want it to look frosted, I'm just going to sprinkle some of these over and just sort of press them in there. Press them into the paste. See if that works. Ah, that's cool. Okay, cool. Press. Okay, my stomach grumbling. Time for a snack. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm just gonna push that aside, and then I'll just pour it back in after. I believe I still have a jar of these if anyone's looking. I can't remember. Just, you can, if you want to inquire, I can look it up. Okay, so here's my page. Let's see. I've got a few different shiny, snowy looking elements on here. Now, I've got my swipes of frost for the windows. I've got my highlighted blue mats. There's my snow. And then here, you can see, it just looks like frosted snow with those little beads stuck to the paste. And where's the other one? Top here. There we go. And then when those dry, they will stay white because I purposely chose not translucent. And it'll just, the crystals will adhere to it. So it's my continuation of the ice bar. I'm just trying to make my pages look cold and frosty, and hopefully I achieved that look. Now I have to do something similar on the other side, but I'll deal with that later. So have a lovely afternoon. Happy Easter. Have fun tomorrow if you're getting together with all your family. And yeah, see you later. Ciao.